Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. So let me tell you, if you are bullish on farming AERO or just with farming blue chip assets with high APRs in general, you can use this pool. Actually, USDC and AERO on base, tight range, yeah, but over 4 digits APR, we're talking about 370% farm APR plus LP fee APR 678%. I can even show you the range here, so it's very tight. It's from 117.18, basically 118 up to 126. It's very close to my downside, but if it tends to drop even further, I have no issues with lowering this to 115. So let me go here on DEX screener actually, and there's a couple of pools with AERO, but AERO has been going down in price recently. So look at this latest dip from 125. I have been farming within this range. I had a previous entry of an LP position starting at 120 on the downside and 130 on the upside, and then it started dipping. I'm okay with that. It left me holding 100% AERO, which is a bullish token in my opinion. So it had a dip of over 8%, and this just for the past 1.5 days. There's quite a lot of potential to yield farm in this range, as you can see here, an overall range of 15%. Let's start to go here since it's mostly end of August, early September, but you can see that overall a 25% range can really catch all of this. It's going to be a lower APR probably. So let me go back here onto all pools, see the AERO farms, because there's more actually. Not only AERO USDC, but AERO pools are being heavily incentivized and they also have high LP fees. So you can see here with wrapped Ethereum, triple digits APR, with USDC triple digits, very close to 250% APR, and with CBBTC it's even higher actually. So you can get an even better deal by providing liquidity to this, and it's a blue chip pool. You can hop in and out of it whenever you want. So if you have more of a short-term mindset when yield farming, these are very good opportunities to take advantage of. Alright, so this is the chart for the same pool on PancakeSwap AERO paired with CBBTC. It also has been going down since the 13th of September. Let's see how much it dipped. So overall we're talking about a 10% drop. The pool itself also has really high incentives, but this is just to show you that there's actually quite a lot of opportunities even outside of Aerodrome to farm AERO. Or not necessarily to farm AERO, but just having exposure to blue chip assets, having really nice APRs. So if I'm managing to get over 1000% APR with this pool, AERO USDC, you can get the same or more with the same type of range here with AERO CBBTC, or you can have a wider range and also have 4 digits APR. So for example, you can come here, add liquidity. Let's just add a random number. This is just for the purpose of allowing us to do the simulation here. It's not always going to be the same APR that they show you here in their simulation, okay? So for example, if we go with the 20% range on this pool, we're getting 65% APR. 55% of that is in the shape of cake from the farms. If you want something tighter, you can always adjust this here and see what can you get, 82% APR. So it's going to be much tighter actually than with USDC paired with AERO. And you'll have to have something like this, like single digits percentage range, and doing that will cost you some of this volume, so you will miss some of this volume. So it's actually, in my opinion, much better to go with a wider range. For example, this overall is 10% range, but looking at the chart here, it would have allowed us to stay in range from the beginning of September up until today. So that's very close to 15 days in range, generating an APR. I don't think the APR is right here, to be honest, so something is bugging here. But when you go with the wider range, it's optimal in my opinion, because you catch all of these green candles. These massive green candles are where you make the most profits as a yield farmer. For example, if we lower here the downside, just to see how much range we need to catch up a potential rally like this, which is a very interesting rally, right? So actually let me refresh this because I want to see how much this potential range would have generated in terms of APR. It's not going to be something very reliable because this will change, but it can give you an idea of the type of APR you can work with in order to get these rallies. because this is where profits are made when yield farming. So 150% APR for providing liquidity to a couple of blue chips. So really good in my opinion. If you go out of range on the downside or on the upside, you are then left holding either AERO or CBBTC. So this is just to share with you another great opportunity on PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap's farms are, in my opinion, some of the best in yield farming. I don't really like the UI here on PancakeSwap on EVM blockchains. It's not my preferred. I don't really like to manage positions here. I think PancakeSwap offers the best UI when it comes to yield farming on Solana, but you can use other protocols to manage this, like for example Crystal, Revert. I think Revert also supports PancakeSwap's pools, but AERO does tend to have quite very interesting APRs in its many farms. So this is just to share with you some yield farming opportunities with some more reliable assets. If you want something more long term, for example with this pool, which I think it's a really solid pool to provide liquidity in the long term, we could go for example with a 4-hour candle chart and see that this has been a very profitable range to yield farm AERO and CBBTC for the past 15-16 days. So 12% range, and also cake incentives from the farms on top of those LP fees. If we go a bit wider to catch the stops, we are still in the 30% range, which is not that wide, but this would have kept us generating yield for the most part of this last month at least. So very interesting options here if you're looking to having exposure to AERO and yield farm, or just grow your AERO bag. If you're looking for something with a longer time period, probably should go with like these wider ranges of over 100%. This would also protect you in the case that you would see AERO underperforming Bitcoin and then going down here. It would still keep on generating you fees, farming incentives, and also if you see your LP position going down like this, you will still be left holding 100% of a blue chip asset in your bag. So these are also very interesting pools to provide liquidity on. Regardless if you're hunting for pure yield or not, I think these ones are very solid options. And this is essentially what I mean when I kept telling you in many of my other videos that crypto is the future. It earns us yield and provides opportunities to grow our wealth, which are tenfold what traditional finance offers. Traditional finance, it's not made for people to make money. That's my take on it. You'll earn very low percentages. The inflation is likely to eat all of those, so you're losing money at a lower rate when using traditional finance. With crypto, it's a whole different ballgame. If you know what you're doing, you can multiply your portfolio, but of course it also comes with high risk, okay? So let me not sugarcoat it. It definitely is a high risk type of investment, but that's also why I keep on focusing my videos on yield farming, because this is not trying to find the next 100x, the next 10x meme coin. We can actually have this type of yields that I just showed you by having exposure just to blue chip assets. And if you're going for the long run, set up a wide range. You're not going to get crazy 4 digits or triple digits APRs, but it's still something that will generate you yield for the years to come. So that's about it, guys. Quick video today, but just to share these opportunities currently with you. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure you check out my videos on yield farming on PancakeSwap on Solana. Those are very profitable farms right now, and we can still find blue chip asset pools there to provide liquidity with some more reassurance, because we're still exposed to high liquid tokens, some of the biggest crypto assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you are new to the channel and enjoy this type of content, like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap this one up. Take care. Keep exploring crypto. I'll see you on the next one.